Do you want to get the perfect radiant level aim in Valorant? Just like any other shooting game, Valorant is heavily dependent on the shooting mechanics. No matter how good you are at the agents or how much game sense do you have, but you'll never win if you don't know how to shoot back properly. Hey everybody, I'm Cyan, a Valorant Radiant, and in this video I'll be going through everything that could help you improve your aim to its true potential. And yeah, I'm not gonna ask you to play grid shot 30 minutes every single day. Just like every other player, I used to suck at Valorant at the start, but I followed some simple yet effective methods that got me to rank 88 in the entire region. Firstly, let's understand what exactly makes you bad at aiming. For majority of the players, it is just anxiety issues. This is the exact reason why your aim looks so good in deathmatch, but when you play a ranked game, it is a whole different story. So today I'll give you two routines, one for warm-up and one for the actual aim training. The warm-up routine is gonna be around 15 minutes long and the aim training is about 35 minutes. But before we start with the routines, let's talk about sensitivity and mouse control. Although there is no such thing as a perfect sensitivity, but there's a rule that works for every player in Valorant. To find your best sensitivity, simply multiply your DPI into your in-game sensitivity and the result you get should be less than 400. For example, I play on 800 DPI and 029 cents, so my eDPI is 232. Now you don't have to exactly copy this, but you can keep playing around sensitivity until you find something that feels comfortable and natural. Now let's talk about mouse control and mouse grip. I've seen a lot of players holding their mouse too tightly, which results to a very shaky aim. You should always hold your mouse with minimal force and hold it in such a way that it doesn't slip out of your hands while you're making flicks or just tracking. Okay, so now let's start with a warm-up routine. Alright, so head into the in-game practice range. Now get on the wooden ledge and start tap shooting with a Vandal, Guardian or a Sheriff. Now make sure that you're always hitting headshots and pay attention to the under and over flicks. If you're constantly over flicking, then lower your sensitivity. If you're under flicking, then increase it. So after doing this for about 3 to 5 minutes, move a few steps forward and get closer to the bots. Now buy a Vandal or a Phantom according to your preference. Then start with strafing shots like this. And once again, you only want to do burst or tap shooting here. If your first shot is always inaccurate, then start with a slow pace and make sure you always hit the first shot. The first shot accuracy is really important in Valorant, so pay attention to that here. If you still struggle with landing shots, then you can try using Sheriff, Guardian or even Jet knives. Now let me show you a cool trick for the warm-up. Head back to the entrance of the range, press F3 and then select Deadlock. After that, hit practice bots and pop out your ultimate. Throw it at any random bot and wait till it gets to this point. Then hit practice bots again and there you have it. After doing all the drills for around 3 to 5 minutes each, you can play a deathmatch at the end as a cherry on top. But there are a few things you want to keep in mind. The first thing is you never want to play for kills and deathmatch. Just play for engagements. Take as many fights as possible. Secondly, try to play more with guns like Sheriff, Guardian and Vandal and try to go for headshots only. Also, you should try to constantly move in deathmatches as it's gonna train your movement mechanics as well. You should also work on your bad habits in deathmatches. That could be crouching a lot or constantly spraying in every gunfight. You can get rid of all these bad habits by just playing the deathmatches calmly. Play deathmatches with the goal of improving yourself, not winning them. Now let's start with the actual aim training. Warm your hand up by just doing a simple wrist exercise or just tap a couple of bots. I personally like to do it with a Vandal, but you can use any weapon like Sheriff, Guardian or Phantom. Just like I mentioned earlier, go for accuracy. You don't have to flex your aimbot in front of these bots. A lot of players don't understand that if you master accuracy, the speed will come itself. Next, just go into the center or middle of the range and take out a Sheriff or a Guardian. Now stand still and go for 90-degree shots like this. You don't have to make sudden flicks here, just go slow and try to be accurate. Pay attention to your crosshair if it's moving vertically while you're making the flicks. So after doing that, you wanna come here and hug the wall like this and practice your micro adjustments while moving like this. I recommend doing this with a Sheriff or Guardian only. Next, we wanna practice the spray controls and the spray transfers. Since it's not a good habit to crouch spray in Valorant most of the time, so you should only do it for about a minute or so. But I still recommend learning the first 8 bullets pattern for both Phantom and Vandal. If you want, you can include the deadlock trick I told you in the warm-up routine and do it for around 2 to 3 minutes in the aim training as well. After that comes tracking or tracing. Just go to one side of the range and track the bots like this. If you find it too difficult to track, you can just do it by walking, and once you get the hang of it, you can start doing it while running as well. If you're already good at tracking, you can try snapping to different targets like this. If you want to take your tracking skills to a next level, you can possibly do it with Jet and you can glide any anywhere and try to track down these bots. For the next drill, we'll need Omen or Jet. Get on this wooden ledge with a Vandal or a Guardian and start tap shooting the bots like this. This drill might make you feel tired, so be prepared for it. Next, start with Eliminate 100. Get to the middle of the range and do it like this. You have to follow 4 simple steps here. Strafe, stop, flick and shoot. And when you're strafing, you never want to land your crosshair exactly on the target. Always try to keep it away from the target so you can practice your reflexes as well. Just keep constantly strafing and stop only when you have to land a shot. This drill is really important and helpful for all the duelist main, as it's exactly like entering the site through a smoke. This will train everything at once: your reflexes, your reaction time, your strafing and your flicking. I highly recommend that you do the aim training after you're done with the ranked matches and not gonna touch Valorant for several hours again. There are 2 simple reasons for that. Firstly, if you do it before you wanna get into ranked matches, you might get tired and perform even worse in ranked matches. Secondly, if you take a break after you're done the aim training, it's gonna give your muscle memory time to adapt to the new skills you just learned. But if you're just a casual player and don't wanna spend 40 minutes every single day just for aim training, you can use the warm-up routine as a aim training for you. But for the tryhards, I do recommend giving 40-45 minutes every single day for aim training, and you will notice a difference in less than 15 days. For my Kovacs and aim labs users, I have personally tried a lot of playlists on both the apps, and I've linked a few of them in the description, so if you want to practice on aim labs and Kovacs, you can check them out. But don't solely rely on the aim trainers, as you will improve more if you play with the actual game mechanics. At the end of the day, the aim trainers are just a camera with a crosshair mounted on it. So after doing all of that training, head into a team deathmatch. I prefer playing TDMs as you find more fights and engagements than a deathmatch. I recommend playing with Ghost, Sheriff, Guardian and Vandal only. I keep playing TDMs until I maintain at least 50% headshot overall and get at least 40 kills. If that sounds too much to you, you can simply do just 1 or 2 TDMs, but make sure you focus on the headshot percentage. Now let's talk about passive aim and crosshair placement. As a Valorant player, you should know that active aim or raw aim is highly inconsistent, so you must learn the skills like crosshair placement and passive aim. If you pay attention, your favorite oppers in the world rely on passive aim and only 10% on their flex and active aim. If you can replicate that same aiming style on rifles, you will be a lot more consistent. If you have watched this video this far, I know you're serious for your rank up. So I'm gonna ask you to do 2 things. First, drop your comment on the day you're watching this video and edit that every week telling me about the progress you're making. Secondly, subscribe to the channel, as I'll be posting a lot more content like this for you to improve in Valorant and finally achieve your dream ranks. If you're facing any issues, you can type it in the comment section down below, or you can simply join my Discord community and find help there. My Discord server also has a LFG channel where you can find people to play with. And that's pretty much it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and do let me know in the comment section what Valorant guide do you want to see in the next video. Until then, bye bye.